Well, let's go to that breaking news today. The Hawks confirming that a warrant of arrest has been issued for the ANC Secretary-General. As Magashule now in court on Friday in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court, when the MPA says there will be a first-time appearance in relation to the asbestos matter. Until now, businessman Edwin Sodi has been at the centre of this asbestos roofing scandal in the Free State, where Magashule was once premier. Sodi's company was awarded the bulk of a more than 250 million rand contract to identify dangerous asbestos roofs to be replaced. But by many accounts, the work was not done properly, and it's alleged that government officials were bribed to allow Sodi to secure the work. In a book by investigative journalist Peter Louis Myburg, emails were presented seemingly showing former staffers attached to Magashule's office giving instructions about how to pay out some of the proceeds of that contract, seemingly on behalf of Magashule. Well, let's discuss today's developments. We're joined by SABC reporter Samkele Maseko. Samkele, thank you. So serious claims, but the Secretary-General says he's done nothing wrong.
Essentially, Ace Magashule has, for the past few months, said that he has nothing to hide, he's done nothing wrong, and if law enforcement agencies come knocking at his door, he will gladly open the door for them, and he would lead to a fair and just system that should unfold against him, and that there should be no political interference. We have spoken to him on a number of occasions where he has said that he will wait and see whether there is a warrant of arrest against him. You'd remember about a month or two ago, a story was written by the independent newspapers where they said that a warrant of arrest against the Secretary-General was there. We did speak as the SABC to Ace Magashule at the time, and he did confirm that they have heard through their various sources and law enforcement agencies and the National Prosecuting Authority that and in the Hawks that there is a warrant of arrest that will be issued out against him. Even earlier on Sunday, when we engaged with the Secretary-General in Kagiso, he did say that he's not scared, and he is waiting with anticipated breath to see the next move of the National Prosecuting Authority and the Hawks. And today the story came out that indeed the Hawks in the Free State Province, through their spokesperson Linda, they did sign that particular warrant of arrest for ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule. He was campaigning in Soweto earlier on today, and he did say that he's got no knowledge of this particular warrant of arrest, and it is particularly worrying that this particular news is leaked first to the media, as opposed to him as being the official person who is going to be arrested on this particular matter, has no knowledge of it, and he was going to engage with his legal team this afternoon.
So he sounds surprised that the Daily Maverick got this first, but like you say, he's admitted knowledge before that there was something waiting in the wings here, Samkele.
He was not initially surprised that the Daily Maverick had this particular letter of his warrant of arrest first. He did say that he did expect it to come from them, particularly after the work Peter Louis Myburg has been doing on him as the Free State Provincial Chairperson and the Free State Premier, particularly in that book that he wrote, The Gangster State, Unraveling the Web of Corruption of Ace Magashule. And even Peter Louis Myburg tweeting earlier on today that he dedicates this particular arrest to those whistleblowers who sent him the emails of the alleged corruption that the Secretary-General of the ANC in his tenure, then as the Free State Premier, was entangled in when it comes to the asbestos case, which was given to Edwin Sodi and his company Blackhead Consulting and other companies. The particular individual who was given the co-contract with Edwin Sodi was shot dead, I remember, about a year or two ago here in Johannesburg in Sandton. And it also reveals how the web of alleged corruption has been ongoing within the Free State Province. Ace Magashule, since the Nasrec Conference of the African National Congress, has spoken against law enforcement agencies, and of late he said that the Hollywood style of arrests must stop, that they fought against this particular issue when the Scorpions were still around, heading towards that watershed 2007 Polokwane conference of the ANC, particularly during that time where the Scorpions were arresting and nabbing those in the high echelons of the African National Congress, including their then Deputy President, who went on to win that Polokwane conference, that would be former President Jacob Zuma. We had the likes of the EFF as well entering the fray through their leader Julius Malema, saying that these Hollywood-style arrests that were then being purported and being done by the Scorpions and through its spokesperson Supangwema, who's also back with the National Prosecuting Authority now, will be fought hard and they will be won against, and that they must stop. And if people must be arrested, they must not be embarrassed and have cameras and us journalists knowing those news and being there when these particular individuals are being arrested. But Ace Magashule, there will be no Hollywood-style arrest for him. He will not be getting that Golf 7 GTI ride of the Hawks to Bloemfontein. He will have to hand himself over to law enforcement agencies, to one of the police stations in Bloemfontein on Friday morning, and then later on at about 9:30 to 10 o'clock, he will appear at the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. But the facial expression of Ace Magashule that we saw today when our colleague Natasha Piri went through that particular campaign, you saw a very angered, a very angry and a very somber Ace Magashule, who's not was not his usual jovial self when he comes to ANC campaignings and door-to-door like he was on Sunday and singing. But he did say that, quote, "Remain vigilant, comrades, the enemy is within," end of quote.
All right, thank you very much, Senior SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko. We have, by the way, asked the ANC for reaction as a party. They have declined, saying that the party's leadership will be meeting tomorrow morning and then the ANC will be in a position to comment.